All right, and we're live. GunGamers Podcast, episode 20, 26? 27? It's one of them. I might have accidentally done number 26, part 2, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter. This is a garbage channel with garbage content. Anyway,
23.
GunGamers Podcast, episode with our guests Shawn and Dom from Halcyon Tactical. I guess we have a special way to start this podcast off. Isn't that right, Shawn?
Oh, I guess it is.
All right, let's get the timer ready.
Oh boy.
So a little preface to this. Shout out to my boy Zach Hardesty at PewTubers. Coined the term hashtag the chef chug. I have this vaguely impressive thing that's literally the only thing that I'm good at. Even like writing airsoft games, I suck at that. But I can chug beer fast, so here we go.
No.
Oh, fuck.
You didn't beat it.
It was like 3.6 seconds, but that's about 3.6 seconds faster than any of us could manage on our best day.
I also missed the stop button. I gotta work on that.
It is what it is. But anyway, Derek, or I always called you Derek for some reason. Dom, Shawn, I just woke up. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
We're doing.
Yep.
Do
Yeah, man. Eric, how's your evening going?
Let's start off by addressing, because people might be confused by what's behind Dom. So what is that, Dom?
Well, if you went to Bad Blood, fucking what was that? 2017.
2018.
2018, I think that one was.
I don't know. Our people and Eric's people got really drunk, and our people stole this from them, and they were pissed, and we didn't like each other for a minute, and I don't know. Now we kind of like each other.
I think we more than kind of like each other. I love you guys. You guys are fucking great.
I just love with all the face tattoos. Judy looks like she's part of like the 9 Tray Crips or something like that.
It's been defaced over the years by pretty much everybody on our team.
I love it. Like, that was one of those things where people who were following like the GunGamers social media around like that time probably remember like how fucking irritated and pissed off we were. We're like, these guys stole our flag, these guys are fucking dicks, yada yada. And then like a year later, we met up at Pale Horse. I think it was the next time we actually saw each other, and we just like hung out and played together at Pale Horse. We're like,
yeah,
you're actually pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, guys, I hadn't even heard of you guys at that point. You know, I kind of got like last minute, put into doing the CO thing, and then just kind of wrote it out for the second year in a row, and that was the year that happened. So it was just like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, these dudes are making a call out video, and we're just like, oh well,
yeah,
they obviously want to play fuck games, so like let's oblige them.
Which was actually, in retrospect, a good lesson to learn. Is like, when you're COing a brand new fucking game that you don't really know what it's all about, don't immediately come in with the fucking hot takes and expect there not to be people who are like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh yeah, dude, we've started a cult. I don't know what to do about it, man. It's a cult. For the box.
Aren't you telling us, man? My God.
I feel like we were. Well, the thing is, we were gonna join forces at fucking Bad Blood this year if that was gonna happen.
Totally direct it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was actually Then I was gonna go to your game Fubar, which is actually what you guys are on here. Why don't you tell us a little about? This seems like a good fucking segue. Why don't you tell us a little about how this event thing that you guys are running?
It's a horrible game, and it's going to be awful. It just got ruined, and I'm going to kill myself.
All right.
Okay. Shawn, I think you had me on here. No, it's going to be cool. We ran the same game, like 4 years ago at a different field, and basically it was such a fun game, and we liked it so much, we're running it back. We're calling it Fubar Redux, because we have plans for a sequel, but we have more resources and more manpower now that we can just put that same game on again, but better.
Did it make sense to do a sequel when the people that were at the original mostly don't play anymore because that field got shut down?
Yeah.
So yeah, we figured we would run it back once, change a couple things up, and some props, add some objectives, changing some people, keeping a lot of stuff the same though, and we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. like he was just saying, I mean, we got more props, which I mean, we've been accumulating props for like years now. So we have tons of cool shit to throw at people.
I have the weirdest shit in my garage.
Yeah.
Well, that's the fun part when you're
got a couple decapitated heads.
nice.
That look a lot like nuclear warheads.
Yeah.
Got something that looks exactly like the bomb from Counter-Strike. If you went into my garage, you would think that I was a terrorist or.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I can relate.
The ATF is going to come knocking any day now.
It's okay. I got my Claymore ready for him.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God.
Well, there goes the monetization on this podcast.
Oh, we don't
that
make
was
it.
a hope.
Is that a thing?
No, dude, don't worry about it. We're fucking
I've
around.
never done this before.
It's an app.
I think I've only said shit so far, though. So
No, we swear
not
like
my
truck.
fault.
Like, don't worry, swearing is not an issue, and neither is Claymore talk, to be quite frank. But that's fine.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. You guys hosted an event back in July. Was it June or July? June, yeah.
June, the end of June.
It was Maelstrom, and I actually led one of the teams at that, and we only lost because we kept getting captured. We were too aggressive. Black team played a smarter game, and they didn't get captured as much. But that was a fucking awesome game, Maelstrom. And you had written Maelstrom, Shawn, I believe it was. Primarily, you wrote Maelstrom. You wrote that over the course of how fucking long?
About 3 years. Actually, I started on it immediately after we finished the original FUBAR. Kind of as a concept and just sort of started evolving. But the thing was, we didn't have a field to host it at. That's kind of an important thing when you're, when you're hosting games. The place that we had done most of our games before had since gone out of business. And, luckily the guys from Sector 7 that we've known for a long time kind of picked us up. We talked to them about it. We sort of pitched the idea. They were on board for it, and everything went off without a hitch. It was a good time.
Yeah, Maelstrom was fucking excellent.
We're hoping to take that momentum, keep it going with FUBAR, and we've got big plans for 2021. Some stuff is still in the works. Some stuff even Don doesn't know about yet.
Oh,
and
what? Now I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll tell you later. It's kind of a secret. Keep a little hush hush. But
Sweet.
you're gonna be seeing a whole lot more of us, more places.
That's exciting, man. I mean,
I'm excited for that.
Anytime an event promoter can expand and expand their reach and where they can actually play games, it's always an exciting time. Considering, I was gonna say, considering the limited market at this point, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so. I was going to say this. So we're kind of taking a different take. Last week we were talking to Zach Hardesty with PewTubers, and he called us an indie game company a couple times, and he said that, and I was thinking about it. I was like, that's a fucking weird thing to call it. But the more that I think about it, our motto is for the players, by the players, because we play a whole hell of a lot more than we host.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we think that it should be. And I think that a lot of game companies out there, I'm not going to name any names, not going to point any fingers, but you guys know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They're more about getting people's money than they do putting on quality games. And, we're kind of trying to take the opposite take on that. And I think that
word has it they don't play Airsoft.
Yeah, some people don't. And we kind of think that it's a prerequisite to hosting a good game to play, to know what's going on, to have a good idea what's going on. I mean, I'm sure you guys saw after Maelstrom, I had this wild idea that I've never seen anybody else do. Is we did a feedback survey that we posted up on the event page, asking people to go step by step, say what they thought went well, what they thought we could improve upon, what they thought was fun. And, I took a lot of the stuff from that and mixed it with the old ideas from the original FUBAR to make this new one. And I think that it's going to make it our best game yet.
Well, and the thing is, I actually have seen another promoter do that, but it's another promoter in the same exact shoes as you guys. It's Omega, and Omega is run by Frank and Alex, these guys who love playing more than they love hosting, arguably. So it's the same type of thing. It's that by the players for the players. And I think that attitude, from my perspective, like I went to Maelstrom, and that was my first time actually going to a game hosted by you guys. I played with you guys a couple of times in 2019 at fucking Pale Horse and at Red Wings. But actually going to a game hosted by you guys, what I really enjoyed was the fact that, like, you guys, you didn't send everyone out into the field and then fuck off to a staging area with a radio. Like, you were doing, like, the same thing I do when I run games. You were getting your steps in, like, walking around, like, trying to check in on everybody, check in on the radios, make sure you were keeping tabs on how the game was going, and making adjustments on the fly as needed. And for the $50, what was it, $50 for Maelstrom? Yeah, for the $50 that Maelstrom cost, I felt like you got a higher level of effort and a higher level of quality from the effort that you guys put in than you got for the $100+ that some other promoters I've attended. Because my measure of what my ticket money goes toward, there was actually a post in the infamous North American Airsoft community group recently where someone asked, what do you think your ticket price goes toward? And my most important criteria is the level of effort and commitment from the event promoters. And I feel like you guys over-delivered on that for the players' benefit.
I mean, I've been going to boring airsoft games with boring objectives for years, dozens of them, dozens upon dozens of them, and we're in a position to do something about it, because I mean, people are just pouring their money into places like this. I mean, a lot of times, $65, $70 for a ticket for, a game that totally blows. You're not feeling so well about playing airsoft more after that. And I've done it for years. I've been playing for 12 or 13 years now, and it's,
It doesn't cost a lot of money to provide people with a prop that they can, like, put their hands on and manipulate.
Yeah.
So one thing for FUBAR that we're bringing back from the original one, might be a little bit of a spoiler, but you're going to figure it out anyway. Two things that we're adding into this one that are going to be real cool. So we do kind of like a class system where you've got engineers, you've got radio operators, you've got machine gunners, and they have different roles and different jobs in the field. For FUBAR, we're adding an EOD specialist, and I'm making mines that we're going to go out to the field beforehand and bury, and they're going to be filled with, like, washers and, like, ball bearings and shit. And the EOD guys are going to get metal detectors, and they have to go out and they have to find these landmines, and they're going to have these little Chinese poppers.
Oh, there's that chug.
Have to cut the fuse on these little poppers and retrieve a card inside. And if they don't do that and they set it off, that card's going to hopefully not, like, full-on catch on fire.
Hopefully it turns kind of brown.
The R&D phase, but we've got that, and then the biggest objective of the game is going to be that the RAF, or ARF, I should remember this. I wrote
the Azerbaijani Revolutionary Federation.
Those guys, those fuckers, some missiles, and we've got not functioning, but they are kind of realistic looking missiles that you'll be able to manipulate. They've got cap that comes off. I've got low quality but high quality warheads that go in that you'll have to take out with a pair of, like, barbecue tongs and oven mitts and shit. Like, it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of
the Afghan EOD method. I like it.
Yeah.
But it's cheap stuff to make, and it's just like, you plan it out far enough in advance, you put the extra effort into it, and, I'm not making any more money off of this than if I was having a skirmish game that was low effort and didn't have anything in there, but then people wouldn't have fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the important thing, is making people want to come back to the games by putting on quality games, so that way, somewhere down the road, possibly, when we get the AOs that some of these big event companies put games on in abandoned prisons and abandoned schools and old factories and rail yards and shit like that. Yeah, we'll tap into that eventually, and we take the same level of effort and bring it over to that, and then we're easily going to, be able to have the higher ticket prices and still have them be worth it, but still be able to cover our overhead of renting out an abandoned factory town.
Getting insurance for it as well, yeah.
Yeah, that's the next step, is not having to piggyback off of a field's insurance, which is going to be expensive, but
yeah, insurance is a nightmare. Fucking
Yep.
Kyle.
Fucking been there, man.
But that's all stuff that, you know, is so emblematic of the level of effort that is required though for a game. And it's like you said, it's not stuff that's expensive theoretically in, you know, terms of cost. Like coffee cans and poppers and cards and shit are not expensive, but the level of time and effort and care and knowledge to actually be able to put that together, that is what I think the ticket price goes toward. And then you get to do more interesting shit than go to X place and bring Y thing and hold it for 5 minutes. Instead, it's a lot more about what people can do under pressure, and I think that's way more interesting.
Yeah, and a huge shout out to our team. You know, we've got 20-some guys who are super dedicated to, you know, delivering the best game possible, and without everybody behind the scenes that, you know, you see me, because I'm out there in the red shirt, and I'm the one that's telling people what to do, and it seems like this is all my thing, but you know, you saw I've got 3-4 guys in camo on each team who did just as much work as I did beforehand, but they get to go in and embed. You know, I've got role players that have fucking costumes and accents and shit like that. You know, these guys are putting in the...
Are you saying you recruit staff who give a shit?
Right. Right. I mean, it's fucking fun to do, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
really
that's kind of the approach, too, is so... like broad level, like the big ideas, I come up with those and I write the player packs and the rules, and that's my job. And then we do something just like this, a Skype call or a Discord call, where I've got 5, 6, 10 guys in there, and we're going down the list and saying, hey, I need Baker, these many embeds, a police officer, a gang member, stuff like that, and that's all the more instruction I ever gave any of those guys. So other than that, and the couple objectives that we wrote, you know, those role players that were on the field was, you know, my dudes fleshing out their own characters and improvising the most insane shit that I've ever seen.
That was fucking I loved interacting with the role players that you had at Maelstrom, because I'm a LARP nerd myself, as you guys know. So like I fucking interacting with those guys was so great, even though like I was technically a military faction, so I was trying to play it a little more militaristically, but like just getting to fucking have the moments with those guys, the ones even that were caught on camera, and getting to let that out and have those hilarious moments. That was a highlight. That was so great.
Yeah, the press guy still has people. You know, Anthony, he still has people. You know, hey, can you come do a press dude at my game? You know. I think Scott from Battlefront asked him that. You know, that's just like he's the official fucking reporter dude. Because he just nailed it. Absolutely fucking nailed it.
Great. He was awesome. The Baker was awesome. It was Nathan, right, as the cop?
Yeah.
Nathan. I just wanted to make. I knew I had his name right. I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, Nathan was incredible as the cop. Like, there was just so many great role players.
He's a real cop.
Yeah.
He used to be a full-time real cop. Now he's auxiliary, but he's still a real cop.
He cop.
Real cop. He's a cop.
He's the coolest cop ever, though.
If he's watching,
really
air quotes.
Shout out, buddy.
But yeah, he's you know, we just were like, hey, dude, do you want to be the police chief? And he's like, well, what does it entail? And it's like, what the fuck do you want it to entail? Are you gonna be by the books? You gonna be a loyalist to the crown? You gonna be dirty as fuck? You pick what you do, man. And he's like, I want to be a dirty cop.
Man, am I crooked?
So yeah, all the people that we're mentioning, man, like just like me and Shawn, like there's like dozens of years of airsoft experience between all of us. So like you were saying, with the amount of effort we have, you know, we've been to a lot of games, you know, collectively, and basically we've kind of seen what we like and what we don't like, and it's not that we're stealing other people's ideas or anything like that, but like we're like seeing the shit that people have fun doing.
But you can also see the mistakes people make, and you can see why things work better at some places than others. And the same type of observations you guys come away with. Like, anytime I've run a game, like, if anyone watching has ever been to a game I've run at Hunters Creek or River City, it's the same type of shit. Like, I try to recruit as many people as possible who are going to get into whatever roles I need them to be in. I try to, create objectives that have interesting layers so that it's not just static bullshit. It's to me, it's almost, I don't want to like disparage anything that either of us have done, but to me, it's almost basic fucking game design. And then watching people get it wrong boggles my mind.
Right.
Well, and the other thing,
they get it wrong, but they make a lot of money from it. Then it's like, whoa, why, man?
And off of that too, another thing that you'll see people that get really stuck in their ways and don't take constructive criticism into their next game. Yeah. Here in Ohio, we had a very popular game series that went on for many, many years that ended up pretty much just being the same recycled bullshit every single year, and people just stopped going to the games there. And it was a great field, and everybody loved it, but just no one will fucking go because the person.
Look at Shawn trying to be polite. It's cute.
I'm really trying not to point fingers or name names. Trying really hard.
Airsoft in Ohio, you know who we're talking about.
Yeah, but it was the same recycled bullshit all the time. Are you familiar with the term asshole?
Asshole? Not necessarily. I don't know.
So an asshole is somebody who asks your opinion or asks for advice, and you give it to them, and they do fucking nothing about it.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. Oh, I know a few assholes.
Yes.
And so basically, this guy just turned into the biggest asshole. And after everyone would say, "Wow, that game fucking sucked. I don't want to come back here," he would ask, like, "Hey, what can I do to make the game better?" And there would be some kind of dialogue there, and you'd basically say, "Well, if you don't like big games, don't fucking come."
Yeah. It would be like,
all right, I won't.
Somebody would have a new idea, and he would be like, "Oh, but this is how it went in the past, and it worked better," and they wouldn't even try the new idea at all. He doesn't. He's set his, like Shawn said, set in his ways, man.
It's like George Lucas making the prequels. It's like he didn't have anyone to tell him, no, that's stupid, so he just made garbage.
No, but then he sold it to Disney, and it got so much worse.
Yeah,
dude, we didn't know how good the prequels were until the sequels came out.
You're not wrong.
I love all of it, so fuck you guys.
Dude,
that is
listen.
The worst thing an event promoter can be, though, is set in their ways, because
yeah,
your job, like, if you're making money off of running an event, you are being paid to provide entertainment to a customer. You don't get to tell the customer that they're wrong for not enjoying your game. When an overwhelming majority of your customer base tells you did shit wrong, you need to take that feedback on board. You need to be able to adjust and look at, like, hey, what can I do differently? What worked, what didn't work? If the players didn't get what I was going for, maybe did I not communicate it effectively?
And on that note, so it's funny because we were also just talking about Star Wars. So let me preface this with: Are you guys familiar with the E.T. game that came out for Atari?
Yes. The one that they buried in the desert? Yeah.
Yeah.
That they widely regarded as the worst video game
reason for
ever
the 1980s
made.
Video game crash?
Yes. Okay, so we had an E.T. for Atari. It was called Operation Frozen Planet.
Yes, we did. That's right.
It was a Star Wars-based game where one team was all black and white, and they were the First Order, or Stormtroopers, because it was before the First Order was even a thing. And one team was Mandalorians, and then your team was what? Just the Rebels, and they were in green. And we, so I, when I'm writing rules, when I'm writing player packs, I like to experiment with a lot of stuff. Sometimes it works. A lot of times it crashes and burns, and we have to adapt on the fly. Well, this game, pretty much from the top to the bottom, what I decided we were going to do is, like, let's do an airsoft version of Star Wars Battlefront 2, the old ones when they were good.
That was my idea.
Fucking EA abortions that they tried to cram down our throats.
That's my idea. was
But
bad.
so we tried to make that into a game complete with the Jedi unlockable characters who are invincible.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And when I say that this crashed and burned, I got into a verbal argument with half of the other team and kicked them off of the field. And one of our other COs almost got castrated by HPA saws. It was the biggest fucking dumpster fire ever, and it sucked, and everyone hated it, and it was awful.
Yeah, it was.
But
man.
it was also great because we learned exactly what to never do, and the biggest takeaway was to always pick COs that you know are capable, that you know are going to be good, but also aren't staff. Because the COs of all three factions were pretty much all of the staff that we had there, and I was too busy whacking people with a lightsaber and a puffy coat to like go and check on people who were not calling or make sure that the game was going well. And it fucking sucked, man.
Well, everybody's got to start somewhere. Like if you watch the first sets of any comedian who's ever done it, pretty much normally horrible, fucking awful. Like so if you start off with a horrible game, then at least you have somewhere to work from, you know.
Well, see, our first game was
Frozen Planet was the Bob Saget stand-up of Airsoft.
Oh no.
our first game was Fubar though, so we like had this big ass success that we were still riding the high off of. We were just like, all right, fuck it, let's try some weird shit.
Let me put it this way. So Frozen Planet was in December, and that March we did one that was an Irish Republican Army themed airsoft game. And staying very true to the nature of the game, Willie, one of our
showed up drunk.
One of our teammates who lives a little bit further away from where that field was stayed the night at my house, and so I was like, all right, we got to be there at 7:30, so we're waking up at 6:30. My alarm went off at like 6:15, 6:20, whatever, and I woke up. I went into my kitchen. I grabbed a fresh, brand new bottle of Jameson, cracked the lid, walked over to him on the couch, and he kind of sleeps with his mouth like halfway open, and I just started fucking pouring whiskey in his mouth until he woke up.
God.
And so we get to the field at about
I think this no, you guys were late. You guys were late as fuck. I was there before anybody else for once. I called Shawn on the phone. He's like, we're on our way. We're fucking hammered though.
Blackout drunk.
They were
7:30 in the morning.
They were fucked up, man.
And during this game, we also had like 2 or 3 bottles of Jameson between all of the staff that we finished. And
I even drank. I don't drink, but I drank at that game.
That was a better game than Frozen Planet.
Yeah, that was a good time.
But I feel like everyone has like because I've run, you know, I've never done like huge games outside of my sphere of influence, my region. But I've run games at like Creek and River City. But I've had games at River City that I've run that I look back and I'm like, wow, everything there fucking sucked. What happened? Like,
everybody has their Atari ET.
Yeah.
Everybody has it. Like there's no fucking way. And I don't want to name this guy's name just like in case he doesn't want me to repeat his thoughts out loud. But I was talking to a friend who I'm pretty sure is friends of everyone in this call, who ran a game recently, and he was sharing with me some of the thoughts about some of the things that went wrong with the game that he ran recently, and was feeling really shitty about how things went. I told him, dude, I'm like, listen, man, everyone's got one. Like, everyone's got a game that they ran and nothing fucking went right. All you can do is look back and think, all right, what can I do next time? How can I make sure that this is better in the future?
Well, then that's the thing. Like, it's important to actively like try and improve on the games that you make, because I've gone to several events where the promoters are there and like the mindset they bring in is like they go in with an evil Knievel mindset. Like, they get paid by the attempt. Like, it doesn't have to be good. But I really do like to see event promoters that actually strive to have events that aren't, you know, Operation Frozen Planet, you know.
Been to a bunch of them, man.
Next time I
do a
see
whole bunch of
patches,
them.
I'm gonna give you. I still have a couple of them left. I still have Operation Frozen Planet patches.
I want one of those patches.
They're
Those are
super
fucking
cool.
great.
Dude, it's got a probe droid from Empire Strikes Back on it.
That's fucking sweet.
As far as patches for our events go, those are the coolest event patches we ever had because they had the Viper droids from like Hoth, the little thing with the fucking arm that fly. They had one of those on them, and one of our he used to be my friend. He fucking hates me now, but our guy that did all of our artwork made them for me, and it was like hands down the best piece of artwork he ever gave us to make into a patch, and it was fucking amazing, and it was like the only redeeming factor of that entire game.
Shout out Tom Warner. He's a good artist. He really is. He made all of our patches. We always have some pretty cool fucking patches.
We did. But he hates me, and he won't do art for us anymore.
I still have
You
your
pay me,
guys'
Will.
TF330 and your Halcyon patch.
Oh, nice.
I forgot that I gave you one of those.
You know what the funny thing is? I think you handed it to me, like just to show me, but I assumed you were giving it to me.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, we're not supposed to give those out.
I think that was the night before Maelstrom when we were just fucking hanging out and having some drinks.
Shawn was fucking hammered.
It was great. That was awesome.
I'm still shocked that Maelstrom went as well as it did because I woke up the next morning and I was so hungover that I just puked my fucking brains out. And I need you to understand that when I was in college, I went to Ohio University, which when I was there was considered the #1 party school in the country. And I was in the animal house of fraternities, the drunkest frat on campus. And Maelstrom was the first time that I ever threw up from being hungover. Ever.
Nice.
Like the puking is always the night before, which apparently I also did. And
he puked on his dick. Do you remember that now?
On my dick. I puked
on your dick.
In the woods.
You puked on your dick while you were pissing. I remember this, dude. I put you to bed that night. You puked on your dick, Shawn. I promise you.
I stayed up late talking to a couple of the other guys. Dom. I was talking to Dom and fuck.
It was me and
who was the last guy.
I think Ellis. Was it Ellis?
Yeah, it was. I think it was.
No. It was Jaeger. I think it was Ellis or Jaeger. It was either Ellis or Jaeger. Those dudes are always.
It was Jaeger. It was you and Jaeger that I stayed up real late fucking talking. Ellis was there for a long time, but I don't know if he was there the whole time.
Me and Jaeger were up till like 4 a.m. just talking about War Thunder. So yeah, it was him.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
Oh yeah, that was a good time. See
it's
again.
There's our lesson. There's our take for all aspiring event promoters: is spend the night before drinking and nerding out with whoever you fucking invite out to like help run your game or staff your game or fucking CO your game. Like the closer you all are as friends, the easier it's gonna be to get them to help you run a game.
Well, here's the thing too. As you saw by this podcast starting half an hour late, if I don't stay there the night before, I'm gonna be late.
Yeah, for sure.
So we had to plan that in advance. But I've got a shitty back, and I can't camp for shit unless I black out and pass out, or else I'll be up all night. So pretty much any game that we do overnight where there's camping, the night before, I get so drunk that I don't know where am anymore, and there's lots of stories about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. See that again? That's why I like to be the non-drinker, just among a crowd of dudes that just like stay up super late, because I get to witness all of it. I've seen these dudes do some dumb shit.
It's it's shitty.
Yeah,
it sucks. He remembers it all.
I do, man.
That's the thing. It's like people tell me about dumb shit I did while I was drunk, and I'll be like, "Oh, I don't remember that, so it doesn't count." But they remember it, so it does count.
That's what matters. Yeah.
One person you count to remember everything in every situation.
That's the thing about this team is like ever since I joined, like we were TF330 before. Ever since I joined, like their thing was going to games, being the fucking rowdy group that is drunk and disorderly and just
stealing
acting like fuck. Yeah, stealing flags, getting stupid, you know. And then so everybody that's camping the night before fucking comes to hate this group of guys, and then they're like, oh, they're gonna be trashed in the morning, and then we wake up and kick all their asses. That's how we started at Bad Blood, you know?
That was the one thing at Bad Blood I remember was like the worst is because I was super hungover the morning after at Bad Blood, but I still somehow managed to keep up a pace that we lost like half of the Black Shirts team throughout the game. And at the end of the game, we're there with like one platoon worth of dudes, and I'm like, how did me, hungover as fuck, like outpace all these other people? This is ridiculous.
Where did my other 200 people just fucking go? You know?
Nobody should ever take this advice, but I've found that I perform better on the airsoft field the more hungover I am that morning.
Yeah.
Bad Blood 2017, the year it was
2017 was the first year at EMR, so yes, that's the year you're talking about. With the night we met Iacovino.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Iacovino. He's the
best. Matt Iacovino. Just this random dude fucking comes up to me. He sees that I'm getting as drunk as he is, and he looks at me. He's like,
Sean's got a case in his hand, a 30 case in his fucking hand.
He's like, hey, man, you ever play Wizard Staffs? And I looked at him and was like, fuck yeah, I played Wizard Staffs. Are we playing Wizard Staffs tonight? And he pulls out this fucking roll of duct tape, and he's like, I'm the Navy. I work on a nuclear submarine. We use this to fix leaks. Let's get fucked up tonight.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was nuts. It was fucking nuts. That guy is a tank.
He's the best.
The next morning, at some point, I find my wizard staff, which had grown to be about 7 feet tall. I counted it was 16 beers tall, and one of them was a tall boy. We didn't get there until 9:30 at night. And
no, we were there before it was dark.
Yeah,
I remember.
Barely, like 8:30 probably. Like it was late, and the only thing I remember was trying to fall asleep in the bunk, waking up in my underwear, throwing up outside of the bunk, and then waking up in his car the next morning with just empty bags of beef jerky everywhere. And his uncle, who used to play with us, wakes up the next morning, he comes over and says, did you eat all my fucking beef jerky? Like,
all of it. Every bit of it, man.
Yeah, I ate like 5 bags of beef jerky and then probably puked them outside of his car immediately after. And I
didn't even digest it, just wasted it.
Day, I remember the first thing when I woke up was them opening the door, and Don looks at me and is like, oh, he's going to be fucking useless today. I grabbed a gallon of water, I fucking chug it before the game starts, and then he gave me a platoon because one dude had to go home, and my platoon got 3 of like our 4 stamps.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nuts, man.
I went God mode, basically. Jesus mode, I guess, because I came back.
It's like Beer Fest. You play better drunk.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I was probably still drunk that morning for most of the game.
I mean, Bad Blood as a game, as a player, is just a fucking turkey shoot, man.
For all of our viewers, just
for all the going into Bad Blood initially is I tried to treat it like any other event I would go to, where you had to like take it some level as seriously. Whereas now I'm like, no, that's fucking dumb. I'm just gonna go with a PKM and not give a fuck.
Disclaimer for all of our viewers: if you're watching right now, if you're a viewer, adhere to all rules of the airsoft event that you're going to, especially if it says no drinking. Just
listen, don't drink during the event.
Just don't drink during the event.
The only rule thing was no glass bottles. They knew we're getting super fucked up. The EMR gets called to our bunkhouse every year.
Yeah, we were talking about that before the podcast started.
This is
I am looking forward to when things return to normal and we can actually join forces for the first Bad Blood that happens, because that'll be fucking hilarious.
Well, the night before Maelstrom,
Sam, that's normally the CEO of Green, said that he's not going to do it anymore and he wants to be Marxist with us next time too.
No shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I'm just finding this out.
He did that this year, but he decided not to, or well, they got canceled. But he was going to do that this year. He was going to have someone else take over for him. He's going to run with us. And
oh shit!
It was about to be the worst pub stomping in Bad Blood history. But
see, I mean, I think now that Eric has ducked out, Sam's ducked out. Like it's still just like me and Willie, and fucking Willie's probably no offense, Eric. Willie's probably the only one that I like really worry about that would be able to take the crown from us.
Well, because and you know the reason why is like the reason why I struggled so much with black shirts is because like Marxist works so fucking well because you guys have 200 people who are all on the same page, whereas trying to run black shirts was always like trying to get 10 different cliques to all be on the same page.
It's like trying to herd cats into a cardboard box, but instead of cats, it's kids in dye masks with vapes.
Yeah, man.
And I don't want to be mean. Like, you know, any of these squads and groups can like probably be very competent on their own, but like Bad Blood requires a 200-person death ball.
Yeah, you just mob. Gotta mob. That's the way to do it.
Getting everyone to mob and keep up with the mob is where I really
the subject
struggle.
Because he's giving away our secrets.
No, I'm not. Everybody knows that by now.
Everybody knows. Like, if you
just
observe
a
the game,
mob
like,
of
fact.
people.
We've won it 5 times now. 4 times.
And that's where black shirts really struggled, was getting all on the same page to all fucking mob. And like that, and I think multicam team, I think that's why Willie is going to be more dangerous in the future. Multicam team is getting closer and closer to that. And the reason is,
pissed, man, they're tired of us winning.
Yep.
I'm tired of us winning, but I mean we're gonna ride that shit out. So
We simply cannot stop winning.
yeah, no quarter, man.
all I do is win, no matter what.
Pretty much, dude. It's
I
have yet to go to a Bad
It's
Blood
everybody
game.
else, so it's really everybody else. I didn't do shit, you know.
But that's because you guys have that, and you have that history. You guys have done Bad Blood like how many years in a row?
Lots.
Yeah,
I think 2014 was the first one, so yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I went in and like
if you would kindly guide your attention to the beautiful woman behind Dom.
Yeah.
We add another teardrop every time we win, so
Yeah. It's like, oh, GunGamers aren't coming. Oh well, fuck it. Who cares? Bring it anyway.
and who does care? Like, and that's what I had to fucking set aside. Like after our whole fucking bullshit that we talked about earlier, I was like, oh wow. I look back on that now and I'm like, that was fucking cringe. These guys are cool.
That was hilarious, dude. In the moment, like we were all just so fucked up and just like our sides hurt from laughing so hard that night. Like that's and the next day, like while you guys were going through the butthurt phase, like we were still just in, oh my god, this is so fucking hilarious. Like we laughed the entire ride home.
I didn't really get you guys. I didn't really understand you guys until I actually went to Maelstrom. Like I'm not really sure what the I don't want to say the shtick is here, but I didn't really I wasn't able to fully grasp you guys until like I had hung out with GunGamers a lot. Yes, there's a joke in there somewhere. But yeah, I was hanging out with GunGamers. They were just hanging out, drinking, partying, and whatnot. And then I get to Maelstrom, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm surrounded by hooligans. This is my people.
Oh, yeah, man.
And I think that's the funny part is like, I had to realize that like you guys are just like the Ohio version of what we strive to be.
There we go.
Every member of our team brings their own individual brand of fuckery.
Yeah, literally, it's fuckery. It's all fuckery.
Group.
And I love it. Like, and that's the thing is like we had like that initial fucking stupid shit, but then like after getting over that and actually getting to hang out, I'm like, oh my god, wait, never mind. These are my people. Fuck.
I mean, that's the kind of people you want running your airsoft events.
You're expanding the tribe.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the type of people you want running your airsoft.
It's unfucking predictable, man.
The reason that I got so drunk before Maelstrom was because I was so confident in the work that it's something that I do. I was so confident in the work that we put in that I was like, fuck it. I can black out tonight, and even if I'm barely functional tomorrow, this game will be wonderful.
Everything was set up, man.
Yeah,
and what we were
I
doing.
think you guys picked like. I actually want to give a lot of credit because obviously I was one of the 4 COs for Maelstrom, but you also had Kirby, you had Ryan, and you had what was the name of the
John Burt.
John.
He is my fucking dude.
Yeah, you had
I love
3
that dude.
really fucking competent COs. And I think a lot of people forget how critical good COs are to any game design, because those guys, on top of being who will implement their teams onto whatever situation, they are your point of contact for how things are going for that team.
Your COs make or break a game, which is why I don't understand why all of our fucking friends keep asking me to CO for their games.
I'm refusing it at this point. I agreed for John, but
I'm so bad at it. It's like every game I agree to go to, someone's like, "Hey, do you want to CO team?" I'm like, oh, yeah.
I get asked that a lot too, and like on the one hand, I kind of like doing it because I like being able to help when people need it. But on the other hand, I'm also like, really, you want me doing that? All right.
I like being staff in certain situations, but I also really just like to fuck around and play airsoft, and oftentimes being staff, I don't really get the same amount of freedom to, project my own brand of fuckery, essentially. And I had a lot of fun as RTO at your game, because really it was just like an enhanced version of a player. But I've gone to events where I'm playing as staff, and I'm like, all right, well, there's stuff that I just straight up can't do right now, so I'm just gonna kick back and kind of hang out instead of playing the game.
See, Maelstrom was fun for me because I went from babysitting a radio to passing out in the creek on purpose to fuck with you guys to doming people with my SR-25. I got to do it all. It was pretty sweet.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, that's the perfect way to run an event.
I do that. It was the first FUBAR. Basically, me and Shawn were the only two of probably a dozen of us that were working that game that were in plain clothes and just walking around with radios. But now that we have so many more people on board, we're pretty well rounded out staff wise. So there's room for fun positions like that. It was great.
Yeah, and we've kind of come up with different names roles that we do. Yeah. And kind of what I do is when I walk around and I make sure everything's going the way that it should be. I've got the radios, but I'm also watching here, watching there. We call that being the quarterback. And so that's kind of what I do, but it's really nice to have people who understand what's important and very well could be quarterbacking a game, but I can stick them with a team and be like, hey, they need to be doing this and that and this and that at these times, and I've got that with Dom. And so I put him with you guys, and we've got a lot of new guys on our staff that we're starting to figure out people's strengths and stuff, and so I've got a fair amount of people that I can put as embeds for multiple teams to keep everybody on task and stuff like that. So, it's a learning process, but I think that not to toot my own horn, but I think we fucking nailed Maelstrom, and I think that
it was great, yeah.
For that.
I mean, we were all willing to go pretty much above and beyond for it,
It showed.
For $50, I had a great time, dude.
I think a comment I made, I actually, not even a comment I made, a comment that it was Lutz, right, Ian, who made, I think, this comment. He was like, I've paid 3 times as much money for other events and didn't have half as much fun.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about that. That's great to hear from me and Shawn as hosting that event, because I've said that same exact thing about so many other events that I've been to. So that's awesome to know that what we're doing there is working, because that's all ultimately what we strive for to begin with. Is to make
every one of my dudes who went to Maelstrom fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The way you guys ran the night game was good, too. I like that. Just where it's not actually part of the game itself, simply due to the fact that, whoever has the most night vision in that sort of scenario is just going to roll versus... I had a great time.
You mean me?
Yeah, and me, and Garrett, and Corey.
That was totally planned in advance and not done completely on the fly because I forgot to plan any of the night game stuff.
Well, somebody threw some not cheap, but cheesy objectives at us just as something to throw out there, and we kind of... See, that's the thing I like about me and Shawn is we're pretty good working on the fly with shit like that. So is most of everybody else on our team, too.
You have to be. When you're running any type of game, you have to be good at working on the fly, because shit is never going to work out. There was I remember the first time I ever hosted a game was at Kyle's property, Ian.
Yeah.
At Hunter's Creek. And I was running this game, and I had this objective going, and every player somehow latched onto this other thing that they thought was an objective. And as they were all fighting over it, I'm looking, I'm like, this isn't an objective. But then I thought about it, I'm like, Well, they all say it's a fucking objective. They all want to do it.
So it's an objective.
Fuck it, it's an objective.
You need a little bit of fuck it will do
that than like what I had planned. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Like this emergent gameplay possibility just opened up in front of me. I'm gonna let them do it. Like, I mean, who am I to tell them not to do it?
When you're hosting an event, you need a little bit of fuck it, we'll do it live in you. Yes, because definitely. I mean,
what's really nice is being able to throw a group together that everybody can do that. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but towards the end of Maelstrom, the baker almost got robbed by the UN medics and the fucking gangster, and then he pulled out a pistol that he wasn't.
Oh.
Shot him in the dick and then killed the king himself.
All right, so I'm assuming that was he pulled out a pistol he wasn't supposed to have, shot the three of them in the dick, and killed the king himself.
Yeah.
Okay, because you cut out a little bit between a couple of those words, but I was able to piece it together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big time. The that happened. So other than Dom, who's like one of our last holdouts, almost everybody on our team now plays Dungeons and Dragons. And so a lot from that, because I mean that's a shit ton of improv and going off the fly.
I'll be right back. I gotta.
Oh no, his ass is out. Okay, Body by Cheesesteaks. Time for an intermission. Steakums, the official sponsor of GunGamers podcast.
Liquor.
Liquor and Steakums? Steakums are great. I love Steakums.
Hold on, I'm gonna do an impromptu ad read. Let's go for this. Oh, this is way more fucked than I thought it would be. All right, we're going back. All right.
What are you doing, Ian? What are you doing?
I was gonna go to a different screen, but it went really poorly, so we're just gonna chill here.
All right, that's fine. This podcast is sponsored by all of the alcohol that I consumed before this podcast, because I'm consumed by fucking sadness because I'm probably not going to be able to go to FUBAR.
Sponsored by Engage Tactical. He makes all of our stuff. Go check him out.
We are still live, by the way, Shawn, just in case. All right,
not sponsored by that, then. No.
We're sponsored by Jeff Smith. He sent us a bunch of liquor that I have at this point mostly consumed. We're going to keep drinking it.
Sponsored by Cleared Hot Designs, which is the merch that Ian makes.
You should buy my shit. I like money. I've got quad tubes I need to buy. We're sponsored by... Yeah, that's about it. Well, actually, we're actually sponsored by Amped Airsoft, so that's a thing.
I have a question that came in, not in the stream chat, but straight to my phone that I was supposed to ask you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Other than FUBAR, which you're fucking breaking my heart by probably not coming to, what are some other big games you guys plan on going to that potentially we could tag along and get into some fuck shit?
We were gonna go to the Saratov Insurgency until fucking West Virginia experienced a crazy spike.
Yeah,
we're probably, almost certainly, definitely not going to that. Realistically, unfortunately, we're probably done with big games for the year just because of the nature of traveling in New York State.
Yeah, there might be like a hee-haw or two here or there, like if we have
that might be at the War Zone, which is just a field in Buffalo.
Yeah, it's not going to be something huge.
And people from Ohio can't even go to New York right now, right?
Yeah, you would have to quarantine for 2 weeks. If you got caught not quarantining for 2 weeks, it would be thousands of dollars worth of fines.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about going to the MSAT at that minimum security prison, and I asked, I was like, "Hey, what's going on with us?" And they're like, "Yeah, you guys can't fucking come." I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, this, unfortunately, like, I try not to get too much into current events and like the state of the world on here, but like, just because of the way the rules are, everyone has their own fucking opinions on the goddamn rules, but the rules right now, and for my liability and my position in life, I have to follow the rules. Unfortunately, I cannot really do any interstate travel at this point, unless that state is doing sufficiently well that I know I'm not going to get put on the fucking naughty list if I go there.
Yeah.
And right now, with the spikes a lot of states are experiencing with COVID cases, that is not realistic. So it fucking sucks. Right now, Ohio is at the numbers to be put on the fucking naughty list for New York State. And that means I can't fucking lead the team at FUBAR I was supposed to lead. And I'm super fucking disappointed because I was looking forward to that.
It's shitty, but simply it's just the way it
super
goes.
anticlimactic, bummed out announcement. Operation FUBAR tickets just went live.
Go
It's
to
still gonna
FUBAR.
be
Listen,
cool.
I
It's still
actually
gonna be cool.
think
Sector7airsoft.com. They're only $50 for a great game that E-House won't be at, and I'm gonna cry.
Well, my thing is, if you guys get taken off the list, or if cases like stabilize enough that you won't be put on the list while I'm there, I'm gonna go. But the problem is it's so up in the air that like banking on me for command, I can't responsibly ask you to do that because we were just talking about how much COs make a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got contingencies. I've had backups planned for a while. They're not as exciting, but we've got them.
Yeah, but do go to. I would actually encourage any viewers who are watching this who are thinking about going to FUBAR, whether I'm going or not. If you want to go to FUBAR, go. These guys put on a great game. These guys put on an excellent event. I personally vouch for the quality of experience and the level of effort you're going to receive for your ticket price. I think you should go, whether I can go or not. If anything, go in my honor or something. I don't fucking know, but like that's my.
Make sure you have a ridiculous time.
These guys, I trust with whatever amount of ticket money you want to throw at them. I think they will put it to work, and you will enjoy yourself.
Only $50. What a bargain! Great price. Real fake doors.
Real fake doors.
Real fake doors. Real fake doors. So, in other news, The Boys Season 2 just dropped.
Oh, yeah.
Should be watching it right now.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm about to dig into that.
I mean, if we want to, we can call it here and just like answer any questions that the chat may have, and then just call it and go watch The Boys.
Yeah? Questions?
Yeah. If the chat has any questions regarding, game design or really anything we've talked about,
or
go ahead.
Or
shenanigans.
Whatever they want us to talk about. Let's take 10 to 15 minutes and answer some questions.
Stealing.
Or whatever questions they want to feed us. I don't know.
We got fucked up airsoft stories for days, man. So
yeah, we could also just tell fucked up airsoft stories. I feel like that works too.
I mean, hey, it's all been a giant learning experience to put towards hosting games that don't fucking suck.
Yeah.
So
which I think you guys are very good at, and I'm very glad that we were able to come on here and tell ridiculous fucking stories and talk about that.
Yeah, man, I've turned down every podcast except for yours. I've been like, I don't want a bunch of people to see me. Fuck that. No.
Well,
but I was like, all right,
we're glad to have you.
I'm honored. I'm glad you fucking came on. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is a good time.
I didn't think it would be a thing, Shawn said he messaged you guys and he was like, oh yeah, when's good? He was like, oh well, fuck. Didn't know it'd be that easy.
I promise you, we do not have high standards.
Good. I mean, we have like some, but very little.
Yeah. Zach Ellis says Chef Chug.
Another one.
Another one?
Another Chef Chug?
Oh,
She's been burping this whole time.
I don't work tomorrow.
Oh,
shit. See if you can beat the one you started with. See if you
All
can
right,
beat the Chef
so
Chug you started with.
The best way to start it is the same way we end it. Okay. Awesome.
Crippling alcoholism?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Listen, we got those alcoholic patches for a reason.
Yeah, because they sold really well.
Hey, I'm slightly butthurt that Shawn got a free one and I didn't, because those are fucking sweet.
Do you want one? You don't drink.
Yeah, but still, it's a cool patch.
Oh, we're out, dude.
All right.
Like
we'll have to.
Oh, I've sold every single one of those.
Well, I'll buy the next batch, Ian, and we'll get some that we can hand out to homies.
Oh, absolutely.
I should have asked for one, but I'm shy,
No, we'll get some that we can hand out to homies, and Dom, I'll get a particular flavor one that maybe you'll enjoy more.
Oh, there we go. But still, I mean, Tenth Mountain is cool. So.
Somebody else kind of needs to
all right. Hold on. Let me. All right. So tell me when to go.
As soon as it touches my lips, you press start, and as soon as you hear it hit my table, you stop.
All right.
Oh boy.
All right.
Oh.
That was 4.76 by my timing.
Oh, I'm fucking slow today, man. I'm off my shit.
Sounds like you just need to keep practicing.
I might have hit it early though. I tried to get it when it touched your lips, but like we're also over a video feed, so it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a challenge to do it again?
Dude, if you
Go
want
for it.
to, okay.
Listen, do what you want, man. You know, we could just end this on like 3 consecutive
He'll
chef
keep going.
jobs.
He'll keep going.
No one's answered any questions. No one's asked any
He won't
questions.
stop and he won't barf. So like, he just gets more and more belligerent. It's great.
I can't think of a better way to end the stream.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Oh man, I'm so glad you guys came on. This has been fucking awesome.
Oh hell yeah, man.
All right. I got the stopwatch
Is that
ready.
a summer shandy?
Dude, that Leinenkugel Summer Shandy is actually real good.
Is that what that is?
It is. It's the lightest beer. So it's got to be something light, because if it's real heavy, I can't do a bunch of them.
Gotta do it with Guinness. Ugh.
Dude, the Leinenkugel Summer Shandy though is real good. One of my friends who used to live here, one of like the OG members of my team, who before it was even fucking GunGamers, he loved the Summer Shandy. He was all about it. I think he lives in Minnesota now. I got to go visit his ass.
See, the reason I brought it up
Was
is
that Mitch?
one of my good friends that has passed away. That was an airsofter. That was his favorite beer. So
Well, fucking
Pour one out for the homie.
I'm sorry for your loss.
oh, it was years ago, but he was that John Burt dude from Maelstrom. It was one of his really good friends, but he was a very early example for me of what to do when you're running events and shit. So
He sounds like a good dude.
yeah, he was cool.
We will dedicate this stream to him. He sounds like a good man.
so.
What was his name?
Casey Cavalier. People that are listening probably know him. But,
Casey.
yeah. Yes, there we go. Can't forget that motherfucker.
Hmm.
No
Sean's
one's
just
asked
a
any
fuck.
questions. I guess we answered everything for everybody. I guess we're that fucking good.
That, or
I
we
mean,
just have. Well, I mean, we're
Or
the
we're that
viewers
fucking
are. Yeah, I'm assuming the viewers are just gonna be like, oh god, let's just wait and
the
watch.
viewers are saying,
Okay.
what the fuck is happening? What are we watching? They're
Dude,
just
this-
waiting for us to completely disconnect from reality.
Oh hell yeah, man.
I'm on my way. Oh,
Sorry,
nice.
I had to this super bad, and I was told I wasn't allowed to have my dick out on this podcast, so I had to put it away.
Okay.
Oh, Anya asked Eric, how much bacon vodka can you butt chug?
What?
The answer is butt chugging that would be way more fucking pleasant than drinking it normally.
Hold up. Bacon vodka?
It's not
Yeah,
good.
so
Not
we
good. Oh, then I don't care.
we had a video, one of our most recent videos on the channel. It was the Great Airsoft Debate, and the punishment for losing the debate is you had to take a shot of bacon flavored vodka.
So
And it's
gross.
the most disgusting fucking thing you could possibly imagine. It is horrible.
See, the
I've
sound of
got
that just
I've got
excites me.
something worse.
I don't know if you have.
A homeless man's jizz that's not alcohol.
Worse. I saw. So you know how you'll see like
Worse?
alcohol like shot much worse. Alcohol like shot recipes and stuff people will post online. So I saw one that was Jägermeister and a packet of mayonnaise, and it was
Oh
called.
my God.
Ah,
Okay, that might be.
Smoker's cough.
Okay, that might be worse.
everything
That'll be
about that
something
makes
I
me
can
angry.
do Next Great Airsoft
That's the
Debate.
fucking-
No,
Yeah.
Eric, please.
I would let a homeless guy nut in my mouth before I would take that shot.
Yeah, I probably would too,
For all
man.
you homeless guys that like gun gamers, come on. Let's go.
All right, Sean. Let's see this. Let's see this chef chug.
As is about to be clearly demonstrated, I have next to no gag reflex.
All right.
All
Oh, boy.
hobos straight to my house.
This
Oh.
will be the
Cheers.
last. Oh,
Oh, there he goes. No. That was probably the fastest one yet. No, maybe not.
well, you said to stop it when it hits the table, right?
Bucket, run it back.
Oh.
It was closer to 3 before it hit the table, but it was 3.8 when it hit the table.
Sean, has
I like
anyone
how
ever
we're
told
doing
you that
this
you look?
after a majority of the podcast is over?
Sean,
Got
has anyone ever told you that you look like Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast.
No, no one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's that?
It's a YouTuber.
He
From
is
He-Man?
a fucking dumb YouTuber.
Oh boy.
That was
He
just
did fucking battle royale with the balloons tied to people.
Yeah. Actual question in the
Apparently he
chat.
started
What is the?
streaming 69 minutes ago.
Oh,
nice.
So what are the website? Do you guys have a website for Halcyon Tactical or no?
We do
Fuck,
not just have
Facebook
Facebook
page.
because Halcyon Tactical is actually the name of our team, but maybe, possibly, perhaps,
In the future.
talking about it. Wasn't supposed to talk about this. Drunk, so I'm going to. We might possibly be starting an actual event company soon. Maybe, perhaps.
Maybe, perhaps, possibly.
Have a website.
That'd
That would be
cool.
cool, man. That would be very cool.
Maybe. We might have already bought the naming rights and LLC for it, but I'm not supposed to talk about that yet. So.
Oh. Like a
Hey,
new
we
one?
got the
A new
exclusive
one from the
scoop.
defunct
You
one
gave-
from before?
You gave GunGamers the exclusive scoop. We're here for you guys. And CPS, whose real name I always want to use, but I have to say CPS. CPS, ASAP has 2 more viewers than GunGamers because ASAP is fucking better.
Yeah.
So we should probably end this so people can go watch ASAP because they're fucking better.
Yeah, if you're watching this right now, go to the ASAP podcast, another serious airsoft
Nobody
podcast.
on the ASAP
All right, I
podcast
can
do
call you
that,
Paul
bitch.
then. All right.
I don't even
CPS,
know what
I
the
can
fuck
call you
that
Paul.
is.
I didn't know if you wanted me to say your fucking real name. All right.
Who?
So this guy CPS way, I know his real name. His name is Paul. I don't know if he wants me to say his real name on YouTube though when he's commenting on his fucking.
Nobody timed that one. That was faster than the other 3.
I'm going to go with
fast, the other three, but totally
2.86 seconds. But,
What?
yeah, so GunGamers Podcast, episode 27, with our guests, Dom and Shawn of Halcyon
6.5.
Tactical.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, go watch ASAP on Facebook. Tell them that we sent you. And, yeah, it's been real, guys.
Yeah. Find Halcyon Tactical on Facebook.
Yeah, go
Come to Fubar.
go to Fubar. Go follow them on
Give us
Facebook.
$50.
Give them your money.
We will
All right.
link their
We will
shit
spend
in
it
the
wisely, I
description.
promise.
Yep.
Drink a beer with me. I bet I'm faster.
Yep. Drink a beer with Shawn. He's real fast. All right. Take it easy, y'all.
Later, y'all.